Good afternoon, basketball fans, and welcome inside the First United Bank Center here on the home campus of West Texas A&M. We got a doubleheader basketball matchup coming your way today here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network as the Lady Buffs of West Texas A&M put a 26-game home win streak on the line today against the St. Edwards Hilltoppers. I'm Lucas Kinsey, joined by my broadcast partner, Kent Johnson, and we are glad to have you with us today as the Lady Buffs, again, the 26 straight home wins. Lady Buffs 11-0 this season at home, an overall record of 19-8, 12-7 in LSC play. And Kent, you held down the fort Thursday night as I was out at my daughter's high school basketball game, and we were talking on the way home, and you said, hey, on Saturday, bring some buckets back with you, Lucas, because it was just a low-scoring affair as WT survived against St. Mary's 48-34. Neither team shot the ball well. Your thoughts, though, as the Lady Buffs, a win is a win, right?
A win is a win, and in February, a win is paramount. That would have been a game that the Lady Buffs easily could have lost, but they didn't have it going offensively. What they did have was strong defensive effort. You know, offensively, Kyla Kane has been kind of carrying the load with the loss of Zam Roberts, and because of the injury to Carly Motzenbacher, she's been standing outside, spotting up, shooting the three like she does. But defensively, Lady Buffs held the Rattlers to single digits in the first, third, and most importantly the fourth periods Thursday night to secure the win. They come into tonight. You're playing for a seed in the Lone Star Conference postseason tournament. You're playing for a seed in the South Central Regional Tournament. Lady Buffs come in tied for fifth with A&M Kingsville. St. Ed's, on the other hand, comes in tied for eighth. They need wins to ensure that they're going to be playing after next weekend.
Yep, this is a standings graphic here that actually it's just one game off, basically. They weren't updated on the conference standings from Thursday night, but Texas Women's did suffer a loss. Angelo State defeated the Pioneers, and you know, Kent, we've said this throughout the last month. It seems like, as we've seen a lot of these Lone Star Conference teams, on the women's side, and you can probably say the same thing on the men's side, the tournament in Frisco should be tremendous this year because 1 through 8, there's just not that top team or top two teams that has just stood above everyone else in terms of you going, well, yeah, that team should be favored by a large margin. You could have some really good games and some upsets potentially. Well,
prior to Thursday, I would have said, yeah, there is a top team,
sure.
And it's Texas Women's. They were riding high and pretty at 23-1. They were 18-0 in conference play. They handled the Lady Buffs back in January when we did the Denton-Tyler swing. UT Tyler was right behind them at 21-4.
And Tyler was defeated as well.
Both teams lost Thursday, and to compound things, one of Texas Women's better players suffered a potential season-ending injury,
wow.
And that could really turn the tide against Beth Jolson's Pioneers. We'll have to see. You certainly don't want injury to decide the season, but that's certainly what Josh Prock and the Lady Buffs have been dealing with for the past month.
No, you're exactly right. And again, no Carly Motzenbacher today, and so Lady Buffs will have to find ways for other players to step up. On the other side, the St. Edwards Hilltoppers, led by head coach J.J. Reel. Again, 13 wins, 14 losses, even in conference play at 9-9. You go back 2 weeks ago, they had a great week against Arkansas Fort Smith and Oklahoma Christian. They won both of those games, 74-71 and then 80-76. And then they made a trip to the Rip Griffin Center Thursday, and so many teams have done this over the last several years, Kent. They just could not score. They lost 55-29 at LCU Thursday. Here's their score by quarter. 4 points in the first quarter, 13 in the second quarter. That's better. 6 points in the third and 6 points in the fourth. They shot 8 for 43 from the field, and they turned it over 23 times. J.J. Reel's team knows they've got to be better here today at Canyon.
Well, that's absolutely right. What you mentioned about St. Ed's at Lubbock is what we saw out of St. Mary's here Thursday night. Those two teams play each other this coming week.
Twice.
That could be a low-scoring game. But J.J. Reel's teams, they do not shoot from outside. They don't take a lot of three-pointers at all. What they are is they're tall and they're strong inside.
Lady Buffs sporting the pink uniforms did that on Thursday night as well. And so this ought to be a fun one here between West Texas A&M and St. Edwards. We will have our national anthem for you momentarily, and then we'll get the starting lineups and the opening tip here between West Texas A&M and St. Edwards here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network. Time for basketball here at the First United Bank Center. Again, Lucas Kinsey alongside Kent Johnson. Glad to have you joining us here for the Lady Buffs and the Hilltoppers. St. Edwards University, the visitors today. Look at the starting lineups for St. Edwards, again led by head coach J.J. Reel, assistant coach Keone Clark, and graduate assistant coach Shakira Barnes. The starters, number 2, a 5'4" guard, Ronnie Cantu. She's out of Mission, Texas. And Cantu leads the team with 28 three-pointers made this season. A 5'9" forward, a grad transfer originally out of Kent, Washington, Morgan Gary, 11 points a game, 7 rebounds for Morgan Gary. Number 11, Jada Rufus Milner, 5'10" forward, also a graduate senior out of North Hills, California. On Thursday in the loss at LCU, scored 11 points, averages 11 points and 4 rebounds per contest. Number 13, a familiar name, Sammy Dufik, 6-foot senior from Flower Mound, Texas, 5.6 rebounds a game. And number 14, Lauren Catherman, a 5'8" junior. She's out of Lubbock Monterey High School, and she is a junior. So some veteran players on this team for J.J. Reel, the Hilltoppers. Again, the record 13 wins, 14 losses, 9-9. In LSC play, and in that East Division, they currently sit in 4th behind Texas A&M Kingsville. Lights have gone dark here. West Texas A&M as the Lady Buffs come in with a 19-win, 8-loss record, 12-7 in Lone Star Conference play. Their head coach, Josh Prock, in his 2nd season. Doing a great job for the Lady Buffs. Last year they make the Elite 8 appearance in his 1st season. Overall record for Coach Prock, over 250 wins in his career. And the Lady Buffs, again, coming off of the win Thursday where they defeated St. Mary's 48-34. Holding St. Mary's to just 19% shooting from the field. The Lady Buffs starting lineup you see there, Asia Himer. She has really stepped up her play this season. Last time that I saw Asia here at the First United Bank Center a couple weeks ago, she scored a career-high 23 points against Angelo State. 11 points that she scored Thursday in the win over St. Mary's. Number 15, Kyla Kane, making the start here today for the Lady Buffs, a 5'10" freshman out of Wellington. 11 points on Thursday. Coach Prock loves her aggressiveness, her scoring, wants to see her take care of the basketball, though. She had 5 turnovers in that win against St. Mary's. Number 24, the 6'4" junior post inside from Boise, Idaho, Nylam Thabach. Scores around 10 points a game, 7 rebounds. Leads the team in shot blocks this season. 7 points and 11 rebounds Thursday in the win over the Rattlers. There's Lauren Taylor. They will honor Lauren next week on senior night. 5'10" senior from Collierville, Tennessee, a double-double in the win Thursday. 10 points, 10 rebounds for Lauren. And then Jayla Burgess, 6'2" sophomore out of Tulsa. This season, 3 points a game, 4 rebounds for Jayla Burgess. And Kent, we were talking before the game, Jayla Burgess, that's a player that you just get the sense that just waiting for a breakout game, and when I say breakout, not in a 20-point performance way, but Jayla just has not been shooting the ball much at all, not taking shots. Coach Prock would like to see her be more aggressive. She's got the ability.
She's doing the little things that help win games, rebounding, blocking shots, defending, but she has the ability, and she's shown she has the talent in the past to score 8, 10, 12 points a game. Thursday, she took one shot, and you need her to be more aggressive on the offensive end of the floor. Your officials today, Jason Smith, the referee, Johnny Atwood, and Travis Clark, the umpire.
It's a great crew.
It's a good triumvirate of officials. Going to be a lot of fun. Right. Last home Saturday of the regular season.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Lady Buffs control the tip as the bright pink uniforms. They wore them on Thursday. St. Ed's in the road, dark navy jerseys and shorts. Lady Buffs, first possession, they go inside to Thabat. She's got a big height advantage over the defender. Missed the shot, got her own rebound, and she'll put it back the second time. And if St. Edwards stays defensively with what we just saw there, they might be a lot of going to number 24 inside. 2-0 lead here for the Lady Buffs. First chance to look at St. Edward's offense. They'll go inside. Now back out to Dufik, who drives, left-handed layup, missed it. A good rebound, good start for WT. They had a good start Thursday, Kent. The first quarter was great. Just that second quarter where they struggled on getting the baskets. They go inside to Thabach again, as right now Jada Rufus-Milner at 5'10" is having a hard time guarding Nylam Thabach. As a result, it's 4-0, and Nylam has 2 buckets. Into the half-court set now, Ronnie Cantu starts the offense. Rufus-Milner goes to work and goes right at Burgess and scores. That's Jada Rufus-Milner out of North Hills, California. 11 points a game that she averages, and that pretty good offense. Both teams getting high percentage shots, nearly turned over, and it is a turnover because it's a 10-second count. And is that similar to what you saw Thursday with the 19 turnovers, KJ?
No, it wasn't in the backcourt.
Okay.
It was just throwing the ball away in the front court, offensive fouls, that kind of thing. I was going to point out, St. Ed's coming out with the backcourt pressure right off. With Carly Motzenbacher out of the lineup, we would have expected to have seen more of that in the past few games, and we haven't.
Rufus-Milner, tough shot. Good defense that time by Burgess, and she forces the missed shot. Yeah, you're right. With Carly out, the ankle injury, you look over on the bench, and she is still wearing a boot. They have missed her for sure with all that she does, scoring, defense, distributing the ball. It's going to be a foul inside as the double team was coming against the botch. And just looking at St. Ed's roster, the tallest player is a 6'3" junior on the bench as you look at the replay. But past that, Kent, they just don't have much size.
Yeah, and St. Ed's normally has a big front line. You were talking about Thursday and the turnovers. A lot of just players not being on the same page. Point guard trying to hit a player on the wing, but the wing player was driving the basket. You know, that kind of stuff.
That one's a turnover. There's Hemer tried to bounce past one into Taylor, went between her legs. The Hilltoppers will take a 2-pointer, miss it, and then Dufik knocks the ball out of bounds, so it's going to go back to West Texas A&M. Kamira Decker will check in. Want to thank Amarillo National Bank for their support of WT Athletics. Amarillo National Bank, locally owned, family strong, and here to stay. And speaking of here to stay, here's the full court pressure that St. Edwards is going to keep up.
Lady Buff showed they can break it a few times. St. Ed's might back off, but
oh, nice pass.
Like that feed, huh?
Kamira Decker knew exactly where Thabach was. Nylam has scored 6 points, and the Lady Buffs lead by 4. Early going here in the first quarter between West Texas A&M and St. Edwards University. Catherman attacks, but is off on her miss.
How about Thabach with 6 points and 4 rebounds already?
Yeah, great start for Nylam. And I'd keep going to her.
Lady Buff saw something on the film that said we can get the ball inside.
Thabach backs down the defense, kind of bumped, misses the shot. That was pretty good defense inside by Rufus-Milner, who's going to have her hands full this afternoon. Hilltoppers going to see if they can get a bucket, trailing by 4 points in the half-court set here. Rufus Milner attacks and gets just a little bit of contact from Thabach. So she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Foul number 24, Thabach.
And if free throws can be made here, it'll end a scoring drought for St. Edwards that's gone over 2 minutes and 20 seconds. First free throw off the back iron. The Air Jordan emblem there on St. Edwards' jersey reminds me, happy one just by one day, late birthday to the GOAT, Michael Jordan. Yesterday he turned 60.
And did you see the donation that he made to Make-A-Wish?
What was it?
Largest private donation ever made to Make-A-Wish, $60 million.
Wow.
Of course, he's got it, so he can do it.
That's pretty cool.
I thought, I'll let you call the play here.
Well, it's a turnover. Holly Stalder got down into trouble as 2 defenders collapsed, and the Hilltoppers are bringing it down, but they turn it right back over. Kyla Kane takes the ball away. Kane will go at the defense and draw a hard foul there against number 11, Rufus Milner. That'll be her second foul already.
Yeah.
That's not good news there for the Hilltoppers because she is their main inside presence. See if Coach Reel's going to let her stay.
Actually, that's her first. The first foul was
okay.
on Cantu.
So just 1 for Rufus Milner. The free throw rattles in and out. Yeah, I know a lot of the young kids can't want to talk about LeBron James nowadays, but Michael Jordan will always be the GOAT.
What was that animated basketball movie that was out in the 90s? Michael Jordan was in it. It was a Disney movie.
Yeah, Space Jam.
Yeah, that's right. It's on TV this weekend. For those of you who aren't watching the Daytona 500, you can watch Space Jam. Wasn't Shaq in that as well?
Air Jordan and Bugs Bunny and Bill Murray. Here's a nice backdoor cut, and a layup is good there for Lauren Catherman.
Pretty play.
It was. Good offense. Lead cut to 2. So even though St. Ed's is off to a slow start, they only trail by 2 points here in the first quarter, 5:30 to play. Himer draws the defense, and this is going to lead to an open 3 for Holly Stalder. And that is what we've seen in so many of these home wins this season is the Lady Buffs knocking down the long shot. A 3-point basket as WT on the season, about 8 that they average per game. Ball poked free. Catherman gets it back. Takes the shot. Good defense by Himer. And right on cue, another one. This time from Kyla Kane. And that's just a situation, Kent, where the defense in transition, you have to locate shooters.
Yeah. Well, that's 2 plays in a row where they did not. Both Stalder and Kane were wide open, and they didn't waste any time releasing.
Morgan Gary with a nice touch inside. She uses the muscle and puts it over Stalder for a bucket, 13-7. Lady Buffs offensively, this is a good sign. 5 of their last 6 makes from the field goals. And as a result, right now, 71% shooting by WT in this quarter. Lauren Taylor just inside the free throw line. Makes it. I told you I was going to bring these buckets today, Kent. Nice shot. You mentioned Kent Taylor was really good Thursday, had a double-double.
Yeah. And we talked about her role this year. She's having to play more of a 3-4 position rather than an outside guard position, which she's done in the past, and she's adapted to it well. She's a tough player to defend when the Lady Buffs have the ball because she usually has a big on her and she can swing outside.
That play right there called a charge against Morgan Gary. Give a good defensive play to Holly Stalder. Takes us to the media timeout. 3:56 left to play first quarter. Lady Buffs lead by 8 here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Energy is a glowing sphere of hot gas. It's an ocean of air. And at Excel Energy, we make it safe. It's why we train first responders. Help you identify where utility lines are buried. Sir, do not dig there. And it's why we study the flight paths of majestic golden eagles before we build a wind farm. Safer energy, people. It's all part of a carbon-free 2050. You, us, together.
Choosing the right countertops for your kitchen can be tricky. Nowadays, there are hundreds of colors, patterns, and textures and materials that range from natural to engineered stone. Marble Depot is here for you throughout every step of the process. And yes, we do have a lot of options that might make that decision a little harder, but we're also going to ask the right questions so that you get the most out of your investment. So come by our showroom and let us help create what you've been dreaming of.
Welcome back to the First United Bank Center. Lady Buffs lead it by 8 points here in the first quarter. Kent, we saw these uniforms on Thursday. Players love, the different uniform combinations. Pretty cool there.
Breast cancer awareness, but those fluorescent pinks. Lucas, I told you not to wash the maroons with the whites.
Oh, Kent.
But no, those look sharp, and actually when you get them mixed in with the navy blue of St. Ed's, they really pop.
All right. St. Edward's back to some full court pressure. You mentioned that about the laundry. I think I've done that before, Kent. It was a long time ago, though.
Got a lot of pink T-shirts.
Here's Asia Himer. She'll hand it off to Kane, and they'll run some offense. Lady Buffs, great start, a lot of balance. 4 different players on the court right now have scored. Good passing with 8 seconds on the clock. Bam! Another 3 for Kyla Kane. That's just excellent ball movement by WT in the half-court set.
Confidence in your shooting as well.
18-7 lead here for West Texas A&M. And the Hilltoppers, again, coming off of a loss Thursday against Lubbock Christian, 55-29. They're trying to get back on track, struggling to stop the Lady Buffs to this point. Morgan Gary tries a 2, misses it. And look at Himer track down that rebound. Back door, look at that. Nearly got that one to go. Instead, Stalder's going to take the feed, try the 3. Good adjustment from Kane because she couldn't quite hang on to that ball as it was passed to her on the back cut. Instead, she found Stalder. Good look, just didn't go in. Before that miss in the corner, WT was 4 for the last 4 from the field. Working the shot clock down to 10 seconds. The Hilltoppers are patient, move it around. Cantu, crossover, just short on her layup try. And St. Ed's is shooting under 30% right now. The Lady Buffs are shooting 70% from the field. Taylor passed everybody, missed the shot. And Ronnie Cantu pushes ahead for the Hilltoppers. Gary works against Stalder.
A strong rebound.
It was. And then a quick jump ball is whistled. It'll stay with St. Ed's.
33.
I was talking to Travis Clark before the game, the official on the baseline, and just about rule changes and different things. And Kent, we got into the topic of just some of the differences on the women and men's game. And I asked him, I said, what have you heard? Kent and I always wonder the timeout situation where, the ball is not advanced in the men's game, but it is in the women's. And he said he feels like it's just this traditionalist thing on the men's side with the Division I. They just want to keep it the same. Here's Gary trying a 2 and missing. But the women's game, Travis Clark said, mirrors more of the NBA style.
Which it does. The periods, advancing the ball on the timeout, banking the 3-point in off the backboard, Larry Bird style.
Yeah, Asia Himer, I can see her smile all the way from up here as Asia's going to say, I'm guessing, I meant to do that. Skip it in off the backboard for the 3-pointer.
4 of 5 from 3-point range in the first period.
Hilltoppers staying cold. The 3 was missed there. And WT, there's Burgess breaking down the defense. Toss it over to Thabach. Can't connect. This is Matilda Sorich into the game, up top for the Hilltoppers, 5'10" junior out of
Croatia.
Leave
it at that.
Osijek. And there's a bucket of 3.
Yeah.
They needed that one.
Gary outside.
I think Morgan Gary sensing her team needs her to be aggressive offensively. 5 points for Gary, leading the team in scoring and cutting the lead back to 11 with 20 seconds left. Thabach will face up, try a 2 and miss it. So a chance for the Hilltoppers as J.J. Real will call out a set with 9 seconds left in the quarter. Here's Can 2. 4 seconds left. Can 2. Gotta hurry. Sorich will put up a desperation 3. Good defense by WT to not allow a good look there at the end of quarter number 1. So the Lady Buffs, a strong start. They are shooting 57% from the field while holding St. Ed's to just 26% shooting in the first 10 minutes of this contest. We'll take a timeout, come back with second quarter play from the First United Bank Center.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Great start for West Texas A&M today. Head coach Josh Prock seeing his team score 21 first quarter points. They lead it by 11 over the Hilltoppers. As we get you set for second quarter play, reminder we'll have the doubleheader for you today. As following this one, Tom Brown's Buffaloes will also try to stay perfect at home this season. The friendly confines of this First United Bank Center has proved to be very, very difficult for opponents to come in and pick up wins this season, as to this point neither team has suffered a defeat here at home. Backdoor from Stalder. Yes, ma'am. Great pass from Himer, and Stalder goes up high in the air for the finish. Just good offense by the Lady Buffs here in the first half. St. Ed's going to try to answer. That's a foul. Hit like maybe in the face as that shot was put up. And the Hilltoppers, Lauren Catherman, good crossover, gets in the paint. Himer reaching down, hit her, and it's 2 free throws for Catherman. Makes the first. For St. Edwards, they are 2 of 3 at the free throw line. Lady Buffs so far just 1 for 2. Big number is the three-pointers, though. WT connected on 4 of 5 from the three-point line in the first quarter. Meanwhile, St. Edwards just 1 for 3. Full court pressure again here from the Hilltoppers. They try to rattle WT. The Lady Buffs committed 3 turnovers in the first quarter. St. Edwards was pretty clean, just 2. Stalder sees a 3, will put it up, too strong. The botch goes high in the air for the rebound, and it's ripped away, though. There's a good look in transition. 3 is up, and it's good. Give that one to Sorich. Matilda Sorich scoring her first points of the ball game, and the lead is cut back to 8. A whistle and an offensive foul will go against Holly Stalder, as she was being pressured and either dipped the shoulder or pushed off. We'll see the replay. Just uses that right arm a little bit. Defense sold it, and it's an offensive foul, a turnover against West Texas A&M. Chance for St. Edwards to trim this 8-point lead down a little bit more. Good ball movement, goes into the corner. Sorich feeling hot and hitting again. A three-pointer, back-to-back threes for Matilda Sorich. And the lead is down to just 6. Asia Himer breaks the press. Stalder quickly down inside to Thabach, and before the double team could even get over, it's another bucket for Nylam Thabach. That snapped an 8-0 run by St. Edwards here in this second quarter. So the Hilltoppers have found their offense. Now they'll have to try to find some defense because WT is hot, shooting nearly 60% from the field. This is the real test, by the way, Kent. It's the second quarter. This is where the Lady Buffs got in trouble the other night. Nice step through and a layup. Good for Lauren Catherman.
And one here.
Coach Prock is always honest. He said, hey, we survived. We played good defense. We were tough. We got the win. But he said the second quarter, we set the game with the basketball back a little bit offensively.
Yeah, that second period was one to forget.
It was a nice,
and it's behind him now.
That's right. Nice offensive play there from Lauren Catherman as she now has 6 points. Chance to cut the lead to 4. Missed the free throw, right? And it's it's the scoreboard right, 25-19. The live stats here say 25-20. Steal by the Hilltoppers and racing to the other end. Good defense, leading to an easy bucket for Catherman. (25-21). And now WT has got to settle down and see if they can get a bucket into the game. Macaulay Gregory. That's going to be a turnover. Thabach was double teamed and wasn't strong with the ball. Gave it right back to the Hilltoppers. Long three miss. Stalder tracks it down. Still into the front court. Kane thought about taking a three. Thabach inside, being defended well. They're going to call a foul, and initially that looked like pretty good defense by Ainsley Tunnell. She's working inside, ball's up in the air. Not sure about that one, but WT will inbound underneath its own bucket. Hilltoppers having to work hard inside defensively against Thabach because they do not have the size advantage. Gregory freed open, tries a three, missed it. It's a 12-2 run by St. Edwards. Sorich, the three was on the mark, but she missed it. Problem for the Lady Buffs has been they've had 4 turnovers over the last 3 minutes of play. Here's Kane. She'll try one. Hits the front rim. The ball falls right back into the hands of Thabach. Taylor can't hit the three, but nobody can block out the team wearing pink.
That was just hustle.
Taylor.
And that was desire.
Perfectly said, Kent. 27-21. 6-point lead for the Lady Buffs. Coach Reel felt like that was a hook. She's saying he got hooked. The old veteran hook move inside, perhaps from Lauren Taylor. It's a bucket. And on the other side, right back at you from Jada Rufus-Milner. Well, this St. Edwards team has woken up offensively here in the second quarter, now up to 41% shooting. They go inside to Thabach, and Nylam scores. That has been a winning recipe so far in the first half. Nylam with now 10 points already, and she has 7 rebounds. Ball partially deflected. Good defense by Gregory. They push ahead. Taylor, nice feed inside to Thabach. And J.J. Reel, a little frustrated with the defense, will take a timeout. Lady Buffs settle in and go on a nice run. They lead 31-23. Here's a look at that last play. Taylor, eyes are always up. And she
got behind the defense.
Yep, finds her teammate Thabach, who has 12 points and 8 rebounds. We'll take a quick timeout, come back with more hoops here from the First United Bank Center right after this.
And scan the QR code or visit GoMustGo.com/.
When you choose natural gas, chocolate chip cookies get a little tastier. Homes get a little cozier. Bank accounts tend to put on some weight. Towels get fluffier. Showers stay hotter for longer. And our blue planet gets a little greener. When it comes to choosing energy that's clean and efficient, nothing else could be more American. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Lady Buffs 31-23 over the Hilltoppers with 5:13 to play. Second period. Lady Buffs 3 of their last 3 from the floor. Having said that, St. Edwards has outscored WT 13-10 here in the second period. WT Athletics would like to thank AOMS for their continued support of our athletes. AOMS, the official oral surgeon of WT Athletics, is committed to helping your family keep happy, healthy smiles. Also, we'd like to thank Kenny Dean State Farm for being a proud partner of WT Athletics. For great service and great rates, call Kenny Dean at Kenny Dean State Farm. Lucas, Lady Buffs 13 of 23 from the floor. That's 57%. They've dropped in 4 of 9 three-pointers. St. Ed's 9 of 23, 39% from the field, 2 of 7 from 3. Lady Buffs out-rebounding the Hilltoppers 17-7.
Look at that ball sit up on the top, spin around the backside of the rim there, and drop in for Morgan Gary. She's off to a good start with 7 points. Lead back to 6. So the Hilltoppers, good response there out of the timeout. Thaboch just open, it seems like, every possession, and she's fouled. You know, St. Ed's playing behind her. I don't know if they're going to be able to continue to do that. You got to get around the front side and have somebody ready to double team her, because she's too tall, too strong for what St. Ed's has defensively at their disposal.
Well, on the bucket that resulted in St. Ed's calling the timeout, she was 5 feet behind the defense. So you're not going to front her. They're going to throw the ball over your head. If you back her, you're dealing with 6'4" coming at you.
Sounds like a tough assignment for J.J. Reel today. Head coach for St. Edwards seeing Nylam Thaboch just go off here in this first half. Is at 14 points.
Yes, sir.
Lady Buffs try to trap in the backcourt. Nice pass over the top to Gary. She'll go down inside, and it's a foul. Good patience from Sammy Dufik to just wait and get the Lady Buffs up in the air and draw the foul. Also avoided traveling, and the foul went against Nylam Thaboch. Got any scores, Kent?
Yeah, the score of interest. We talked about TWU in a funk right now. They trail UT Permian Basin down at the Falcon Dome 20-13, 8 to play in the second. Texas A&M Kingsville all over Cameron 24-13 with 7 to play in the second. Lubbock Christian 16-6 over St. Mary's midway through the second. Midwestern State leads A&M International 15-12 with 5.5 to play in the second. And out in Fort Smith, Arkansas, Eastern New Mexico leads Arkansas Fort Smith 27-23 midway through the second. And also Angelo State over UT Tyler 21-18.
Oh, wow.
5 to play in the second.
So a lot of those games, I mean, we'll look again at standings before this game is over, but could shake up some positioning. Coming into this one, St. Edwards, this is a huge game because they were sitting in 9th place.
Yeah, tied with Eastern New Mexico.
33-26, and a good, strong drive, but the ball will not fall for Rufus Milner. Kamira Decker in for Thaboch, and she got to using those arms too much. Got to use those legs and use those pink shoes today, Kamira. See up there, just got that left arm into the defender a little bit. And for Kamira, is that her first personal?
Yes.
Okay. And the officials may be reviewing something here after that foul. against Decker. We will also be keeping an eye here on the softball, baseball scores from today for the Lady Buffs and Buffaloes. WT Lady Buffs yesterday got the win over Angelo State. Number 23 ranked Rambells 7-3. And then the Buffs baseball team got a nice 5-4 victory over St. Edwards.
In extras. That was an 11.
And St. Edwards, I believe, was also in the rankings.
Well, St. Edwards opened the year on the diamond, sweeping A&M Kingsville.
Yeah.
And we saw what A&M Kingsville can do last week against the Buffs.
We did, Kent. In fact, I saw what they could do in the play where I was calling the softball game, and a home run was hit over the baseball stadium. And as the Lady Buffs center fielder was trying to make a play, the baseball came screaming across the softball infield.
Cleared the net. There's a turnover there as Rufus Milner tried to find teammate on the backdoor cut. Lauren Taylor there for the pick.
Gregory took steps. She caught it at the top and shuffled her feet, so that'll be St. Ed's basketball. See right here, you just got to get those feet set, square up first. Whoop. In the game for West Texas A&M, that was the 10th, 11th turnover now. Gary tries a shot, misses it. Kind of been stuck on this score 33-26 for a while. 3 turnovers for the Lady Buffs over the last 127. And another steal. The Hilltoppers, quick hands from Lauren Catherman, just took it away from Gregory. And then McCauley fouled. So the ball's going back to St. Edwards. Good hustle from Catherman. Again, she is a junior out of Lubbock, Texas, Lubbock Monterey High School. And the scores table trying to get the attention of the officials because the foul by the Lady Buffs should send the Hilltoppers to the free throw line. They were over the limit. Good job by the scores crew down there, Kent.
They do a good job.
You know, a lot of times everybody notices when something's wrong.
Yeah, you rarely see the official go over there to correct things on the table. They usually go over for clarification.
Okay. Let's mention some of those names down there. Kent, Paul Sweetgall.
Well, we got Paul Sweetgall, WT Senior Associate AD for compliance. He runs the scoreboard, puts the numbers you see up there. Lane Hutchis, one of my students. He's my lead student on the our event operations crew. He runs the game clock. Kyle McKeevers is on the shot clock, and then Dallas Savo runs our officials video review. So
Blake Price as well.
Blake Price, Dr. Blake Price, a faculty member in our sports and exercise science department.
He gets to wear the stripes.
Has been our scorekeeper for the last 3 years, and he does a great job as well.
Nice bucket inside for WT. They extend the lead up to 7. Gary tries a high percentage shot, but it won't fall. And then a foul against St. Edwards. Surprising Rufus Milner, but she just picked up her second personal foul there. And those are the plays you don't want to pick up a foul when you're nearly 94 feet away from the basket, but that's what happened. 2:20 to play before halftime. Here's Sienna Lenz on the floor for the Lady Buffs first time today, wearing number 12. Kyla Kane just stepped out of bounds. Those are the turnovers.
Those are the turnovers we saw Thursday. They're unforced.
Yeah, just can't have those. Coach Brock stands up and looks good over there in the pink shirt today, but he's frustrated right now seeing his team in this first half, 13 turnovers.
They're up 7. They could be up 17.
Rufus Milner, strong drive, and Stalder is going to be called, as Travis Clark signals, in the cylinder.
It's on the floor rather than in the act of shooting.
Invading the personal space, as Kent would say. So Rufus Milner to the free throw line. Today, she's got 5 points. It's her second trip to the line, and she is now 1 of 3. As a team, St. Ed's is 6 for 10 from the free throw line. got the second one. His sub will come in. Macaulay Gregory back on the floor for Stalder. You mentioned this Thursday camp, but it was the first time that they released the region rankings. No numbers involved. It's just basically here's our 10 teams in alphabetical order. The Lone Star Conference teams: Angelo State, Texas Women's, WT, LCU, Texas A&M Kingsville, and UT Tyler. And you have 3 RMAC schools.
No surprises in there.
Yeah, Black Hills State, 18-6 record. Colorado Mines, 19-4, and Regis, 19-6. So this year, LSC on the women's side, a little bit stronger. The men's side, though, Kent, there are some really good RMAC teams. Black Hills State, they actually were defeated, upset Thursday night, but they were number 2 in the country.
Yeah, they lost to Fort Lewis.
Who's also in the rankings.
Black Hills has lost twice this week.
Okay.
I believe Mines may have got them on last weekend.
And we saw Black Hills last year. They were pretty good.
No, they're strong inside. They are a tough matchup for WT. But, yeah, they and Fort Lewis are top dogs in the RMAC. Mesa is up there. Of course, in the LSC, you've got the Buffs and Angelo State. And Andre Cook's Highlanders are up in the mix as well.
Look at this drive from Linz. This is what we were used to seeing a couple of seasons ago before her injury. A strong drive. She draws the defense. Sienna goes to the free throw line, misses the first one, but she's got the ability to do that.
Foul was on Ronnie Cantu. That's her second.
Linz is able to make 1 of 2 at the line. Yeah, the field goal's not the problem for WT. It's the turnovers. Still leading, though, 35-30 over St. Edwards. A little over a minute to play before halftime. Looks like the youngsters, little kids, are getting ready for their halftime performance as a great drive by Lauren Catherman. The little dribblers, the top performers, is who we will have at halftime. Maybe some future Lady Buffs out there in Buffaloes. Who knows? And that's a foul from behind against St. Edwards. Did you ever do the little dribblers, Ken? I mean, what did they have growing up?
Back in my day, you just played Little League basketball. You were on your own until you got to be in second or third grade.
A song that you dribbled with?
No. Didn't get to hula hoop or any of that. If we hula hooped, we went out in the front yard.
I can remember probably 8, 9 years old. There's a good free throw by Kyla Kane. They had the Elks National Free Throw shooting competition is what it was, and we entered that and get out there and see how many free throws you can make. We have a whistle. Is it a lane violation? Travis Clark signals we're heading the other direction, and Kane doesn't get to take a second free throw. And it was a lane violation by one of the other Lady Buff players in the paint. So
that goes as a turnover.
Ugh.
Nope, when I was a youngster, all you had was punt, pass, and kick.
Okay.
Remember watching that on Monday Night Football.
9 seconds left here on the shot clock for St. Edwards. Cantu still dribbling. Will work on Gregory, and Gregory with a left hand blocks it out of bounds. Nice defensive recovery from Macaulay Gregory. The first step from Cantu is impressive, but length.
And for Macaulay, instead of reaching out with the right hand, which would have resulted in body contact and a foul, she goes up with the left and makes the block.
And the Lady Buffs get the turnover on that inbound play. There was only 2 seconds left on that shot clock for St. Edwards. So now West Texas A&M will have 25 seconds left, and it's a foul on the Hilltoppers, sending Macaulay Gregory to the free throw line.
And for Jada Rufus-Milner, that's her third personal.
At halftime, Kent will visit with men's associate head coach Chris Gove. Talk about the Buffs' big matchup with St. Edwards. First free throw good there for Gregory.
You know, in the past, the WT St. Edwards men's game
Kent, they've been
has
spicy.
been a battle.
They've been spicy over the years. Both free throws good for Gregory, so it's an 8-point lead for the Lady Buffs.
The past 3 years, they've had a post player, Jake Krafka, one of the best inside players in the conference, if not the region.
A lot of fun to watch.
But he would play it up, and he would play the crowd.
Yep.
And then after the game, you'd talk to him, and he'd smile, and it was like, I know what I'm doing. But he's graduated, not with them anymore, and I was talking to Andre Cook earlier today. In a way, they're still trying to fill his hole and his role on the floor.
Yeah, they had some talented players. This is Lauren Catherman drawing a foul with just 2.5 seconds left. She's going to get some free throws. Krafka was a big man, Kent. I mean, he kind of looked like a mountain man.
Well, he looked like a smaller Bill Walton. He had the bushy red hair and the beard, and he'd clutch and grab, but he'd go up strong when he got the ball, and he was an
really
intense rebounder, and he was a very good basketball player, and he was the kind of guy fun to watch. But as an opponent, you hated seeing him.
Well, that's a foul.
That's right. They got it. That's going to be 3.
Kyla Kane was just fouled 2 steps behind the half-court line. Oh, man. J.J. Real not going to like that play, but it's the right call.
She's seething over there.
You just cannot commit that foul. Ainsley Tunnel picks up the foul.
Her second.
And Kyla Kane, they're going to review this. Now, what are they reviewing, Kent?
They're probably going to look at the clock.
Okay.
And
does the clock stop as soon as the contact is made on the foul? That's probably what they're seeing. As Jason Smith and Johnny Atwood over at the table. It will be 3 free throws coming for Kyla Kane, so a chance for the Lady Buffs. They only lead by 6 as it stands. Could stretch it to 9.
WT Athletics would like to thank Legends Canyon for being a proud sponsor of WT Student Section for all athletic events. Thank you, Legends Canyon, for your continued support. We'd also like to thank MetaDrive Pharmacy for their support of our student athletes located on 23rd Street in Canyon. MetaDrive can assist with all your pharmaceutical needs. MetaDrive is the official pharmacy for WT Athletics. We've sorted things out. We've put 1/10 of a second on the clock. We're going to put Kyla Kane at the line, shooting 3 times. And to avoid the foul going the other way, Josh Kroc has pulled the other 4 Lady Buffs over to the bench.
Smart call. Kane now into, if she can make this free throw, which she does, she is into double figures with 10 points. So it's been a really good half for Kyla Kane. It's also been a great half for Nylam Thabach. She has 14 points. Kane, 1, 2, 3 in a row from the free throw line. And that horn will send us to the locker room for halftime. The Lady Buffs, the scoring, it's been there today. 42 first half points for West Texas A&M. They lead the Hilltoppers by 9. After the timeout, Kent Johnson will visit with men's associate head coach Chris Gove. You're watching Lady Buff basketball on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
The best tailgates start with the best beef, and the best beef starts with Market Street. Market Street, where we do beef the best.
Deep in the heart of Texas, the prairie is
Bud Light, proudly brewed
in the heart of Texas.
Since 1910, WT and the Department of Agricultural Sciences has provided high-quality education to the students of the Panhandle and beyond.
At WT, professors know me and are committed to my success.
If you want to get an ag industry job, WT is where you need to be.
I don't want just a job and a paycheck after graduation. I want a career where I can make a difference.
WT invested in my career. I intend to pay it forward.
Welcome back to the First United Bank Center. Halftime, West Texas A&M's Lady Buffs hold a 42-33 lead over St. Edwards. Our nightcap today features a contest that over the past 3 to 4 years has been one of the most intense rivalries there's been. The Buffaloes will host St. Ed's Hilltoppers. Andre Cook's team, always one of the tops in the Lone Star Conference, as we visit now with WT men's associate head coach Chris Gove. The Buffs come into this afternoon's game having won 11 of their last 12. Super solid performance Thursday night against St. Mary's. The Hilltoppers come in, had won 5 straight, and then stumbled Thursday night at Lubbock Christian. But what do you expect from the Hilltoppers today?
This is a really good team, and they got pummeled on Thursday. Lubbock pummeled them, and it's scary. This is a really good team, and the scary part is any team, and these guys have a lot of pride. You get beat the way they did, there's no question they're going to come out and they're going to be ready to go. It's 5 guys who can really shoot the ball. They pass the ball well. They run. They have, you have Friday and today to go over them, and you can't go over too much because they have about 50 set plays with 20 options off those set plays. So if you go too in depth, you got to keep it simple against these guys. But all 5 can shoot. They all can pass and dribble. So it's a fun team to play against. Should be a great game to watch.
Now, Lucas and I were talking a few minutes ago. In the past, you had to deal with one of the top post players in the region, Jake Krafka. He was strong on the floor, and he would also play the role of the villain.
Oh, he was
Crowd
great.
loved it. He's not there now. Talking to Coach Cook earlier today, they're still trying to find someone to fill his hole on the floor.
Well, they have a freshman in the middle of center, and he's I think he's a great basketball player. I'm sure Andre is downplaying it a bit, but Elkington is, I think, the best freshman in the league, and it's hands down with it. And he's a really good player, and he does so many good things for him. So the one Jake could shoot from the outside. He was a great villain. I actually grew to love that guy. He was a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
That big old beard, but. That's the same thing with the rivalry. It started out where, you hate these guys, and then after now, it's like you hate saying it. But, I think Andre's pretty cool.
No,
that's a guy I can go have a beer with.
Absolutely. It's a lot of fun. Now, the Buffs, strong game on Thursday night against St. Mary's. They come away with a solid 85-67 win. Larry Wise doing what Larry does, which is score and play defense. Julius doing what Julius did. We talked about Ryland Holt before the game and how he was finally starting to come back from nagging injuries, and we saw what he could do on both ends of the floor.
He is a great anchor, and the one thing he can do is he can shoot the basketball. So when he's out on the court, he can protect the rim, and he plays ball screens really well. And then at the other end, he can shoot the basketball. So the 5-man has to either sit in the middle and you help on Larry and Julius, or you go out and give up a 3 to him. So he's doing really well. We've got to continue with that, and we've got to do everything again tonight for 40 minutes.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. The Buffs and the Hilltoppers coming up at the conclusion of our women's game. We are at the half of the women's contest. The Lady Buffs leading the Hilltoppers 42-33. We've been chatting with associate men's head coach Chris Gove. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have your halftime stats. You're watching Lady Buff basketball on the LSC Digital Network.
It's got the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of, and now it's here. First Financial Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly, local approval. It's service that just comes naturally to us, much like a love of tradition comes naturally to you. First Financial Bank, you first. Member FDIC.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train longer and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Welcome to MediDrive Pharmacy. We greet you by name, and our pharmacists take the time to console you and answer all your questions. Our Health Mart Pharmacy specializes in serving our community with fast, friendly professional service and the highest quality of medicine and health products. We accept most insurance plans, including Medicaid and Medicare, and we offer free in-town delivery to your home or business. Come visit us for all your health care needs.
Welcome back to the First United Bank Center. As great performance by the Tots, the little ones there. The band loves them. As WT leading right now at halftime. The Lady Buffs 42-33 over St. Edwards. Let's look at those halftime statistics. And shooting-wise, it's been great for West Texas A&M. 58% from the field. They've made 4 3-pointers. Lady Buffs got hot, especially in that first quarter. A couple of threes from Kyla Kane. One of those made by Asia Himer, and then Holly Stalder was able to make one. The Hilltoppers warmed up. At the beginning of the game, they were shooting in the 20s in terms of the field goal percentage, but they heated up a little bit, end up with 38% from the field. Both teams have gotten to the free throw line a lot and have not missed too many times. 9 of 13 for St. Ed's, 10 of 12 for the Lady Buffs. Huge difference in rebounds, though. 20 rebounds for West Texas A&M, only 8 rebounds for St. Edwards. If you're WT, that one stat that stands out that is, as Kent said before halftime, keeping this lead at 9 instead of maybe 15 to 18 are the turnovers. 13 first-half turnovers committed by West Texas A&M. That has led to 10 points off those turnovers for St. Ed's. Individually in the first half, a couple of players really getting the job done for the Lady Buffs. 14 points for Nalam Thabach. She also has 8 rebounds, and she has been so tough inside, 6 of 10 from the field. 11 points for Kyla Kane, made a couple of 3-pointers and made 5 of 6 free throws, including 3 there at the very end on the last play before halftime when she was fouled on her desperation heave from behind half-court line. So Kyla has 11 points and also has 3 rebounds as well for the Lady Buffs. On the other side for St. Edwards, Lauren Catherman really standing out. She's got 14 points on 4 of 9 shooting, 6 of 7 at the free throw line for Catherman. 6 points scored by Jada Rufus-Milner in the first half, and Morgan Gary has 7 points to go with 1 rebound and 1 steal. St. Ed's, see if they can get things going in the second half. The Lady Buffs been pretty tough so far here at home. Again, WT trying to win at home for a 27th straight time. We'll take a timeout, come back, and we'll get you set for second half action. It's West Texas A&M leading by 9 at the break here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game,
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
When you choose natural gas, chocolate chip cookies get a little tastier. Homes get a little cozier. Bank accounts tend to put on some weight. Towels get fluffier. Showers stay hotter for longer. And our blue planet gets a little greener. When it comes to choosing energy that's clean and efficient, nothing else could be more American. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Energy is a glowing sphere of hot gas. It's an ocean of air. And at Excel Energy, we make it safe. It's why we train first responders. Help you identify where utility lines are buried. Sir, do not dig there. And it's why we study the flight paths of majestic golden eagles before we build a wind farm. Safer energy, people. It's all part of a carbon-free 2050. You, us, together.
Went for a onside kick, landed on my knee pretty hard and ended up fracturing my femur. I ended up having to go back and have surgery. Even the day after I had surgery, I was back in the clinic here. It's nice to have people help me rehab at a caliber of what I'm used to feeling like I can do. One thing that I really liked was having the access to the turf, because that's what I'm used to playing on. Now, I mean, it feels like nothing had ever happened. You have a choice of where you can go.
Welcome back to the First United Bank Center. Our halftime score, the Lady Buffs lead St. Edwards 42-33. Lucas Kinsey alongside my broadcast partner, Kent Johnson. Kent, we talked in pregame about the Lone Star Conference, the standings, how tight things have been, and really what we expect to be an incredible tournament in Frisco here in a few weeks. These halftime scores that you're pulling up here, they're wild and woolly, man.
It's getting that time of year down in Odessa at the Falcon Dome. UT Permian Basin leads Texas Woman's 32-28. Down in San Angelo, Angelo State leads UT Tyler 28-25. You say, why are you giving us these teams that are down in the bottom of the West or they're East Division teams? It's because TWU and UT Tyler conceivably could have been or are at this point the top two teams in the South Central region.
Yeah.
And T-Dub is staring at maybe a second consecutive loss elsewhere around the Lone Star Conference. How about down in Lubbock, St. Mary's, the team that we saw here Thursday, and the Lady Shaps tied 26-26 at the half. Midwestern State leads Texas A&M International 32-30. Texas A&M Kingsville all over Cameron 38-18. These are all halftime scores. Eastern New Mexico leads Arkansas Fort Smith 36-34, and Western New Mexico leading Oklahoma Christian 31-27. But you got UT Tyler and T-Dub both losing. You got the Lady Buffs and Angelo State both winning. They're third and fourth in the conference overall standings right there.
It's like the slogan that the reality show Big Brother uses on CBS: expect the unexpected. In the Lone Star Conference this year, you never know what you're going to get. Besides great competition, night in and night out. In this case, the Lady Buffs and St. Edwards in a 9-point game here at halftime. The Hilltoppers start. What a strong move by Rufus Milner. She draws contact, and that could be against the botch. It is.
It's her third.
Really athletic player here. Spins, goes high in the air.
Nylam just stepped into her. Also Cardinal Sin defending, leaving her feet.
Yep. That is the third foul against Nylam Thabach. And give credit to J.J. Real for going right at Thabach to start this third quarter, because now you put Coach Brock in a – he's got to make a choice here. Do you keep Thabach in with the 3 fouls? You just tell her to be careful. Nobody at the sports table to check in yet, and nearly a turnover in the backcourt, but the Lady Buffs just get it across. Kane, again, had 11 points in the first half. The botch, that's pretty good defense inside by number 13, Sammy Dufik. So a good start for the Hilltoppers in this third quarter. That ball nearly thrown away, but Gary tracks it down. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Catherman, she had a great first half. She gets a good look. Ball pops off, though. Yep, trying to go to Burgess inside. The ball went over her head, turned over. Here comes St. Edwards. Catherman couldn't get it over the botch. Missed the shot. Jayla Burgess was trying to get the ball. Problem was, Kent, she was sitting on the ball. And a timeout was called. St. Ed's has had a lot of these plays with tough shots inside. They just won't crawl. Sometimes that orange thing is hard to get a hold of.
Well, that time the momentum, the play, ball handler was going away from the basket, and that takes the momentum off the basketball.
All right, we'll take a timeout. Lady Buffs lead by 8, start of the third quarter from the First United Bank Center. Lady Buffs huddled up, KJ, and it's
slow start for both teams here to open the third.
Your thoughts out of the gate here?
Well, the Lady Buffs have turned the ball over and missed a tough shot in their 2 possessions, and St. Ed's came down and took a wild shot on their last one. Both teams just need to get recomposed. St. Ed's needs a run. You can't match basket for basket and get back in a ball game when you trail by 8. Lady Buffs, be aggressive offensively. Don't settle for step back jumpers from the mid-range. Take it to the basket. Remember what they did to open the game. They shot from outside, but they were drilling it inside the Sabach in the paint.
Taylor drives strong as Gary goes flying on the baseline. There's Jayla Burgess. That is exactly what Coach Prock is urging from number 33. You've got the ability to do that. Use your athleticism and put the ball in the hole. Gary just didn't want to take that 3, so instead Rufus Milner will drive. Good defense by Burgess, and it's 3 seconds in the paint.
And what you saw there was an offense where the only person moving was the person with the ball or that just had the ball. Watch, she's just stuck in the paint. Good defense there. Jayla Burgess.
Both ends of the floor for Jayla Burgess getting the job done.
You talk about you got to move, but don't run away from the ball. You got to come to the basketball. So many times you see a player flare out and then they just go running over in the corner and then they'll run baseline, but there's no way you can hit them with a pass. Come to the basketball.
Nice spin in the paint, but the shot will not fall for Lauren Catherman. St. Edwards has gone cold. Scoring drought nearing 3 minutes. Kane lost the ball. Tough break there for the Hilltoppers. The foul will be called against Catherman as the 2 players crashed into each other.
That'll be Catherman's 3rd.
Taylor to inbound here for WT. Hemer has been quiet today, only 3 points. Kane, her 3 won't fall. And the Lady Buffs have scored only 2 points in this quarter.
Which is 1 more than St. Ed's has scored.
You're right. Drive, left hand. Nope, the layup left short by Dufik.
Good recovery.
It was. That was a great catch. Jayla Burgess looking like the Cowboys could sign her to go along with CeeDee Lamb next year.
She made a football-like move.
Shot missed.
We may be watching Thursday's second period all over again.
No,
here,
no.
We've played nearly 4 minutes, and we've had 3 points scored.
Ronnie Cantu dribbles over to the left side. They run a set here. She's going to take a double ball screen, back up, and just calmly bury the three-point basket. So that play worked, and the lead is cut to 7. Defensive mistake of going under the ball screen and left plenty of space for Cantu to knock down her first bucket of the game. Burgess will go inside. Yes, ma'am. And that's what, Josh Brock was telling me before the game. He said it's only going to take one bucket to get her confidence going to say, yeah, I can do this. Cantu, she's going to try another three. Miss it from the front rim. Long rebound. Falls into the hands of Kane. Oh, wow.
Nylam says Burgess isn't going to have all the fun here.
Nice bucket for Nylam Thabach.
Well, that hook was high off the glass.
It was. Was she trying to honor Kareem Abdul-Jabbar there, Kent, after he was passed a couple weeks ago on the all-time scoring list? So I still remember you, Kareem. Morgan Gary loses the ball. Still loose, picked up by Burgess.
Lauren Taylor with the defense there. Nice job.
Of course, if you're going to completely honor Jabbar, we need to get some goggles for Nylam. Here's a three that did not go in for Himer. The ball is tapped around and controlled by Lauren Taylor.
Number 35, Decker. Number 0.
Lead is at 11 as the Lady Buffs have done some good things offensively the last 2 possessions. Subs in for both teams, as St. Ed's will get some subs after we go to the media timeout. 4:31 left to play here in the third quarter, and the Lady Buffs extending their lead. They lead at 48-37. Back with more basketball right after this timeout on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Suddenlink is now Optimum, with award-winning internet, TV, and mobile, giving you the power to get closer and go farther with speed and reliability. With our new 100% fiber internet we're building, together with Optimum Mobile, voted #1 in customer satisfaction, you'll get the complete connectivity you deserve. And when you combine Optimum's award-winning connectivity with our 24/7 customer service, your future is only a connection away.
Lady Buffs lead at 48-37. Lady Buffs 53% from the floor at 17 of 32. They've knocked down 4 of 11 free throws, 10 of 12 from the line. St. Ed's 12 of 35 from the floor. That's 34%. 3 of 9 from beyond the arc. 10 of 15, 66% from the line. Turnovers, well, this is one that's kind of ugly. WT 14 TOs to just 6 for St. Edwards. Hilltoppers have scored 10 points off those turnovers. Lady Buffs out-rebounding the Hilltoppers, though, 26-12.
Into the game for St. Edwards, Bella Muscarell. Muscarell, junior from Tucson, Arizona. Lauren Taylor from Collierville, Tennessee. It's that three-pointer there. And it's 51-37, Lady Buffs opening things up here halfway through the third quarter. Good passing will lead to a Ronnie Cantu three that was off from the time it left her hands. WT has numbers, 3-on-2. Oh, Himer with a crossover and then is fouled. Good move by Asia, and she has some free throws coming now. If the Lady Buffs can hold on and win, there's a replay here by on that last play by Himer. If they can win today, Kent, it will be the 33rd time in the Lady Buff history that they have reached the 20-win plateau. Also, it would be 10 straight seasons where they have 20-plus wins, not including the COVID year.
And 27 consecutive home wins.
27 at home. Of course, there's a lot of time left. But if you're St. Edwards, all of a sudden that offense that looked good at the start of the third quarter is nowhere to be found as they are in a scoring drought.
They've scored just 4 points this period.
Yep, 2 minutes and change here on the scoring drought for the Hilltoppers.
This is not a team that takes a lot of threes.
Ball turned over. Himer took it away from Gary. Kane. It's a good move, just didn't finish. A lot of valuable experience this year, Kent, for both freshmen on the court right now, Kyla Kane and Holly Stalder, as they have had to step up, both of them, as the season has gone on. With the absence, again, as you said in pregame, Zam Roberts left the team a few weeks ago, and then Carly Machenbacher with the injury. This is the 4th game she's missed.
And you talk about valuable experience and unfortunate circumstances. Carly goes down at the same time that the true freshman Zoe McBroom had knee surgery.
You're right.
This would have been a good opportunity for Zoe to play at the point.
Yep. And
she is a point guard.
She was doing some good things as well for WT before she was injured. And, oh, yeah, one more injury to add to the season. They lost Braylon Dollar, remember, back before Christmas.
Back at Christmas, with a knee injury.
Another foul whistled against the Lady Buffs there. Went on Kamira Decker. And the Hilltoppers work with 17 on the shot clock. Rufus Milner, ooh, strong drive. Put that head and shoulder down, but did draw a foul against Kamira Decker. Holly Stalder takes the worst of this, but it's Decker that reaches in from behind. If she doesn't reach there, could have been a charge.
Well, that gives the fans something to carp about. They've been quiet for a while.
Rufus Milner to shoot 2, makes the first. WT, we want to thank Jimmy Fincher Body Shop for their support of WT Athletics, equally skilled at repairing damages or customizing your vehicle. Jimmy Fincher is your top Amarillo body shop.
Now, I was visiting with the officials before the game, and one of them, who will remain nameless, was commenting that he called a high school game last night.
Okay.
And he said, in that game, I could let things go that I have to call at the collegiate game, because the NCAA wants us to call all the little stuff. And in the high school game, we let them bump and push a little bit. But that's why you get the whistle fest sometimes in the collegiate game.
It's a good offensive rebound and put back there by Taylor. I mentioned I was talking to Travis Clark, Kent, and one thing that I told Travis is I would love to see at the high school game a shot clock just to help speed the game up at times. There's a foul inside. It's going to go against the Lady Buffs, but I don't know if I ever will.
Yeah, I like the fact they don't have it, but it's also, to me, odd. But then again, it's been a long time since it was in vogue that when a team gets up 5 points, multiple possessions, they don't go into the old 4 corners. But you just don't see that anymore. Dean Smith, Jim Valvano used it. Raleigh Massimino back in the 80s, you just put a player in each corner, your post at the top of the key, and you held the ball until the defense came out, and then you passed to the next guy. And the only way you stopped it's foul them. People say it's boring, but don't fall behind.
Well, if I'm the coach that falls behind, I'm coming out and fouling.
Absolutely, and make them make the free throws. Oh, look at that.
Kane with a strong
Speaking
drive.
of getting to make a free throw.
She's had a really good game today, following up a solid game Thursday night. Sees the opening. Slice and dice between 3 defenders. Kane has 13 points to go with her 5 rebounds and a steal as well.
Foul called against Muscarell, her first.
Under 2 minutes left in the quarter, and the Lady Buffs now lead by 19. Hilltoppers have not made a field goal in over 4 minutes, and then they do.
That's the way it works.
Thank you very much to the fans in Austin. You're welcome.
Nyland picks up her 4th.
That was a nice bucket there, too, by Muscarell. Wondered if we would see her tallest player on the team, as the Lady Buffs started the game by going inside to Nyland Thabach. The free throw made, and one converted there by Muscarell. And a touch foul called there against Matilda Sorich. Right, tag, yep, she tagged. Stalder loses the ball, and it goes out of bounds. Back to St. Edwards. For West Texas A&M, turnover number 16. Lady Buffs, how many did they have? They had at halftime 13 turnovers, so it's been better in the quarter. Muscarell wants it again. Got good position, but couldn't convert. This will be a set offensive play here. They're trying to get it inside to Burgess. Good defense, though, by the Hilltoppers. Stalder missed the 3. It's been a few possessions tonight where we've seen Ainsley Tunnel play some good defense inside for St. Ed's. Catherman, again, a good drive, but Stalder blocked it. In transition, Kane hangs, missed the shot. So just 20 seconds left. Cantu will race to the other end. It's blocked away by Kyla Kane. Out of bounds, back to West Texas A&M. Back-to-back possessions, Kent, where those freshmen that we're talking about, Kane and Stalder, show that they can do it on the defensive end, not just offense.
Long arms, good defense. Lady Buffs have 17.3 to get a shot here.
Kane handling things up top. Pass Catherman, 3 seconds. Gregory puts up the shot. It was well defended and short. And that last second heave there just off the mark. So the score going into the 4th quarter, the Lady Buffs are going to take a 16-point lead at 58-42. You see Coach Brock giving some instructions there to Kane. She's having a good game today. 14 points for the freshman from Wellington. We'll be back with the 4th quarter from the First United Bank Center right after these messages.
90 years, the Lone Star Conference has been committed to excellence. What began in 1931 as a 5-team conference has grown to 18 institutions spanning 4 states. And while membership has changed, the pursuit of athletic success and academic excellence has never wavered. 119 national championships, over 2,000 All-Americans, and nearly 300 academic All-Americans. Celebrating 90 years of success, this is the Lone Star Conference.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train long, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Lady Buffs lead by 16 as we start the 4th and hopefully final period of play, shooting 50% from the floor, 20 of 40 defensively. St. Edwards being held to just 33% at 13 of 40. Lady Buffs out rebounding the Hilltoppers, doubling them up 32-16. The only real blemish, 15 turnovers for W2T, just 7 for St. Ed's. Normalcy returning around the LSC here. Lucas, it was fun while it lasted, but down in Lubbock, LCU up 6 now on St. Mary's, 41-35 as they start the fourth. UT Tyler has now taken a 6-point lead over Angelo State early in the fourth, 41-35. The only upset that is still out there is Texas Woman's, down 11 to UTPB in the final seconds of the third.
And that may be some, in part, Kent, to the injury that you talked about. There's Burgess on a drive. Hilltoppers tried to take a charge. The shot was missed, so it doesn't matter anyway. And St. Ed's with a good defensive possession. Start the quarter offensively, see if they can get going for the game. Still shooting a low percentage, 32.5% from the field. And St. Edwards is just 3 of 10 from the three-point line. And that has been a problem as well. They've started to turn it over a little bit more than what we saw in the first half. Taylor back to Stalder. Yes! From downtown.
By Stalder.
So while one team has struggled from the three-point line, the Lady Buffs, the other side, that's the 6th three-pointer they've made in the game.
6 of 16.
Whistle and a foul is going to go against Macaulay Gregory.
Foul call, number 5, Gregory, for the Lady Buffs.
Just a little late getting over, and the bump goes against Cantu. Resets the shot clock to 20 seconds. Good hustle by Gregory and got the steal.
Johnny Atwood had no alternative but to call the charge.
It was like, I know something's in the way. I'm just going to keep going. Watch right here. Yup, excuse me. And she knew it. That foul goes against Gregory. Next time, just use that pull-up jump shot. Good defense by the Hilltoppers, though, getting back and taking the charge. Catherman, some good moves, but again, that's those shots right there. They've gotten in the paint, just have not been able to finish. As now, St. Edwards is 13 of 41 from the field. And this following their Thursday night loss against LCU when they were 8 of 43. Travel against the Lady Buffs. Give it back to St. Edwards.
Number 4, Gray in. Gary in. Hilltoppers.
19-point advantage for West Texas A&M. Fourth quarter, 8 minutes and 15 seconds left. As WT trying to stay perfect at home. It would be a 12th win at home this season. Three-pointers good for Morgan Gary.
Gary for 3.
She's up to 10.
If you're going to make that run, it would have to be right now. And a travel goes against Stalder. And if these turnovers keep piling up, Coach Prock's forehead is going to match the shirt today. Just shuffling the feet before she put it on the floor. Gary hit the last shot. Three won't go. Long rebound, though, to Cantu. Gary, tough defense by Lauren Taylor, missed the shot, and a foul on the loose ball is going to go against St. Edwards.
Number 12,
Ainsley Tunnel picks up her third. It's going to be team foul number 2 against the Hilltoppers here in the fourth.
Kane surveying the defense, being patient, gets it across. Gregory took a bump, then took another one. They called the second whistle the second time against number 1, Matilda Sorich.
You know, normally we see McCauley. She's posting up, shooting the threes. She was working for that one.
That was the third team foul against the Hilltoppers. Stops the clock with 7:04 to play in the ball game.
They called that on the floor.
Three-pointer, Kane. She has been deadly today from the three-point line. Third three-point basket for Kyla Kane.
And that'll be a career high for the young freshman.
16 points. Impressive performance. A whistle and an illegal screen away from the ball. Did they catch Muscarell?
Foul call, number 33, Muscarell.
Muscarell, yep, they did.
On the Hilltoppers.
It's her second.
Good hustle by the Hilltoppers. They nearly forced another turnover.
I had Kyla with 17. She's got 16, so that ties her season and career
she get
high.
one more.
I had her hitting 3 threes, and she only has 2. She may get another one.
I have a feeling she will, with still 6:19 to play. A whistle goes against St. Edwards. This is what, Kent, we talked about Lauren Taylor a lot this year. She has done that more this season than any that she's been here at WT. Being aggressive, making good plays offensively, whether it be scoring or finding teammates. This time she gets free throw opportunities, misses the first. But she stepped up and been a leader, no doubt, for this team. It's the second one, Taylor. I mean, you're getting used to Lauren being in double figures nearly every game. 12 points today for the senior, and they will honor her on Thursday night. Big one next week, Kent. LCU playing them twice in
home
3 days.
Home. Here at the First United Bank Center, 5:30 p.m. Thursday rather. Then you go down to Lubbock on Saturday for a 1 o'clock matchup against the Lady Shaps. Oh.
Kane got called for a double dribble.
Wow.
It's a good take to the basket.
Here we go. Let's see if we can watch this.
I thought it got up on her hip.
Yeah, that left hand got bumped and came in and touched the basketball.
Can't they never called those in Wellington? They just let them go.
That's what I say. They don't call things in the high school game. They
right.
have to call it.
Come on. I wanted that bucket there for Kyla. Gary, the floater, too strong. It seems too many times I've looked down at the stats, and I've seen St. Edward's scoring drought, and it's been over 2 minutes. Decker is fouled. She'll go to the free throw line.
Number 13, Dufek on the foul.
Sammy Dufek picks up the foul. That's just her first.
And Decker to the AOMS trip to the line.
Lady Buff's up 19 now.
Yeah, it was a 9-point advantage at halftime, 42-33. St. Ed's got it as close as 7, I believe, 7 or 6 here in that third quarter. But about halfway through the third, Lady Buffs just turned it on. Thabach in trouble. Finds Lauren Taylor. Can't get the 3. Ronnie Cantu, her shot won't go. And Kane with her 6th rebound. Kyla stops and pops.
She's been watching Julius Brown on that one.
And that is now the career high for Kyla Kane. 18 points to go with her 6 rebounds and 1 steal.
You're going to have to figure out who to talk to post-game.
Well, it may be the youngster.
Yeah.
Fans wanted to travel. Rufus Milner missed the shot. I think the inside defensive presence by WT has caused the Hilltoppers to adjust their shots. And your coaches say trust it and go strong. And as a result, the shooting today for the Hilltoppers, they are under 30% from the field. Final media timeout will be taken here. 4:34 to play in the ball game, and the Lady Buffs cruising late here at the First United Bank Center.
Deep in the heart of Texas, the prairie
Bud Light, proudly brewed
in the heart of Texas.
We are Carpet Tech, and we are family. More than carpet cleaners, we're a team. Diving right in, not afraid to invest in our work and each other. We're killing it day in and day out, never shrinking from a challenge. Our people are 1 part passion, 1 part grit, and about a zillion parts awesome. And we are always looking to add to our family. So what are you waiting for?
Lady Buffs lead at 66-45 as we enter the final 4.5 minutes of this ball game. Lady Buffs hitting 50% from the floor. Defensively holding St. Ed's to just 29%. Lady Buffs have also knocked down 14 of 19 free throw attempts, 13 of 20 for St. Edwards. 19 turnovers for WT, 10 for St. Ed's. Rebounding, though, it's all been Lady Buffs, 40-19.
Ball knocked loose and stolen. Rufus Milner will attack the basket and score it over Lenz.
Long three by Kane.
Oh. What a performance. What a shooter. Kyla Kane.
That was a long one.
They leave Rufus Milner open. She tries the 2, misses it, and somehow gets her own rebound. A block shot from Thabach. And that one will go. 2-point jump shot good for Sammy Dufik.
It's her first bucket of the game.
69-48 score. West Texas A&M in control here over St. Edwards. Thabach, she wants in on the 3-point action. And
look, can we see that one again? Watch Nylam's reaction after she hits the 3, and maybe we don't have it, but she was just as surprised as we were.
Let's see if we can pull it up here at the next dead ball. St. Edwards with the basketball now, down 72-48. Catherman behind the back, passes it back outside. And a good bucket there inside for Dufik. 2:30 to play in the ball game. For the Lady Buffs, that was the 8th 3-point basket made. A timeout.
It's going to be a substitution timeout.
Okay.
Getting Skyly James into the game for the last 2.5 minutes.
Kent, do you think she was smiling before the ball even touched the backboard, like she knew, oh, this is going in?
It wasn't just a smile. She dropped her head, and it was like,
you made it.
Yeah, she sheepishly admitted it wasn't supposed to work that way.
A lot of things have worked well for Thabach today. She has 19 points to go with 11 rebounds. And make it 21 for Nylam Thabach. Good look inside. That'll be a 2. Good for number 31, Micah Chapman. She's a local product out of Friendship High School in Lubbock. Her first bucket of the ball game with 2 minutes to play. Here's Skyly James with an answer. Now both teams heating up. Lady Buffs, they've been hot the entire game. 53% from the field. West Texas A&M is. They have dominated on the boards as well. There's a foul called against James. Trying to stay with Chapman. 21 rebounds for St. Edwards. WT with 41 rebounds.
Sends 31 Chapman to the line.
Yeah, Lady Buffs have doubled them up. Second chance points, Lady Buffs 11-2 margin.
I want to thank Rayburn Reynolds. They have proudly served the Amarillo area for over 30 years. WT Athletics would like to recognize Rayburn Rentals for their continued support of our athletes. There's a steal quickly by St. Edwards. Lauren Catherman stole it away and then was fouled. So the Hilltoppers, Coach Reel, still having her team get after it. Full court pressure. Catherman was fouled quickly from behind there by Stalder. This win again will push WT to a record of 20-8. And as Brent Seals texted us earlier in the game, it's going to be the 33rd time in Lady Buff program history that they have reached the 20-win plateau. And you hear about that a lot, can't you? Say 20 wins. It's not easy. It is not easy, especially when you're playing tough competition like the Lady Buffs do in the Lone Star Conference. Lenz will drive. Gregory's three looked good, but came off, and it's last touch by Ronnie Cantu, and it'll stay with West Texas A&M. Right there, yep, off of number 2's hands. Good hands, Catherman poked it free again. Lady Buffs, turnover number 22. Pass ahead to Catherman, up and under, that was sweet. The layup good for Catherman, who has 17 points. The Botch giving a good ball screen there to Gregory. 10 seconds to shoot it. Lenz, oh wow. Sienna Lenz to the bucket for the layup, and the Lady Buffs now lead 78-57. Just 20 seconds left in this contest. Going to hold it out there with Lenz, watching the clock wind down, and the Buff Nation fans up on their feet. The final score, the Lady Buffs take care of business at home. They defeat St. Edwards 78-57. An outstanding performance for WT. They shoot 53% from the field. And again, they win their 20th game of the season, improving to 20-8, 27 straight at home here at the First United Bank Center. We'll take a timeout, come back and have the post-game show for you here from the First United Bank Center.
Energy is a glowing sphere of hot gas. It's an ocean of air. And at Excel Energy, we make it safe. It's why we train first responders. Help you identify where utility lines are buried. Sir, do not dig there. And it's why we study the flight paths of majestic golden eagles before we build a wind farm. Safer energy, people. It's all part of a carbon-free 2050. You, us, together.
Went for a onside kick. Landed on my knee pretty hard and ended up fracturing my femur. I ended up having to go back and have surgery. Even the day after I had surgery, I was back in the clinic here. It's nice to have people help me rehab at a caliber of what I'm used to feeling like I can do. One thing that I really liked was having the access to the turf, because that's what I'm used to playing on. Now, I mean, it feels like nothing had ever happened. You have a choice of where you can go. This is one of the best places in Amarillo.
Since 1910, WT and the Department of Agricultural Sciences has provided high-quality education to the students of the Panhandle and beyond.
At WT, professors know me and are committed to my success.
If you want to get an ag industry job, WT is where you need to be.
I don't want just a job and a paycheck after graduation. I want a career where I can make a difference. WT invested in my career. I intend to pay it forward.
Welcome to Shimon Dental Group, where every day we're excited to see our patients and treat them like family. We are dedicated to providing you with the highest quality care in a friendly and comfortable environment. Shimon Dental Group's patient-focused philosophy puts your needs front and center.
We are constantly investing in leading-edge technology. Innovations that speed the treatment process and improve aesthetics. We're expanding the breadth of our cosmetic and restorative services through training to provide the best possible outcomes.
Just with the level of commitment that they show to taking care of my family and I, it's absolutely unmatched in this town, so I've been very happy with them.
Brightening smiles for more than 3 decades.
Contact Shimon Dental Group for your appointment today.
Welcome back to the First United Bank Center. Lucas Kinsey with you here as the Lady Buffs victorious today, 78-57. They defeat St. Edwards. And joining me is our player of the game, Kyla Kane. Kyla, one of the stars for the Lady Buffs, a new career high that you scored today, 21 points, getting the win. Talk about your performance. You got hot there from the three-point line and then did some good things in the second half as well. But your team needed you to step up today, and you did the job.
Yes, sir. I was just really focused on relaxing and just playing my game. That was just a big part of me doing what I did today.
So let's talk about that, Kyle. You made your 6th start of the season today, and you've improved as the year has gone on. You seem to be gaining more confidence, not only offensively but defensively as well. You had 6 rebounds today, so talk about that maturation process for you as the season has gone on.
I feel like not only I've stepped up, but everybody stepped up and played a different role since we've had some complications, but everybody has stepped up, not only me. Everybody's getting rebounds, everybody's doing something else different, and I don't know, I just think that's really helping us right now.
Get the win today, and you talk about some of your other teammates. Nylam Thabach was great. I mean, from the beginning, she had 14 points in the first half. Talk about what y'all were seeing going inside to her, and then that opened up some things on the perimeter.
Yes, they really weren't guarding her very well inside. I mean, she is 6'4", so it's kind of hard to guard her, but they were playing behind, and we knew if we could get it into her, she was going to get a bucket. If not, she was going to get it to one of us, and we were going to get a bucket.
Okay, so you're going to wrap up the regular season next week playing Lubbock Christian at home here on Thursday, and then LCU on Saturday. Teams playing good basketball right now. What do you want to see next Thursday and Saturday besides Lady Buff wins?
I want to see how we play today. I think that's a big part of the win on next Thursday and Saturday. So,
congratulations. Love the pink uniforms. Love the 21-point score today by Kyla King.
Thank you.
We'll get assistant coach Will Sherman to join me real quick as the Lady Buffs win it again. 78-57, they defeat St. Edwards. And, Coach, talk about the team's performance today. The offense was here tonight. I mean, the other night it was defense and toughness that really survived, but we saw a really good offensive performance from the team today.
Yeah, I think defense was pretty good, too. I mean, we held them 10 points in first quarter, 9 points in the third quarter. So that's always our goal, is to hold someone to single digits in a quarter. But when the shots fall, I mean, confidence just goes up and up and up, and the shots are falling today.
Talk about Kyla Kane, and you mentioned it right there, confidence. I feel like I've seen her grow so much as the season's gone on. She's been kind of thrown to the wolves, so to speak, as a true freshman, but we're seeing her body language, just the way she's carrying herself, and it's turning into good things on the court for your team.
Right. Well, sometimes when you're a freshman and you have the adjustment of you were so good in high school, that's why we recruited you here. You kind of tighten up and you put pressure on yourself, and it's just like, go play. I mean, she's an incredible athlete, incredible basketball player, and she's a great leader too, so super proud of her. And you just kind of see them as they keep getting better and better and better. The team's growing in confidence.
All right, one more week of the regular season. It's hard to believe, but they're going to wrap things up in conference play next week, twice against Lubbock Christian. What does the team need to do to hopefully get 2 wins and continue this play strong into postseason?
Well, Lubbock Christian, we're going to get their best shot. They're going to get our best shot. It's going to be a hard-fought game. We just got to out-execute them. I mean, when we played them the last couple times last year, everything is just a dogfight. So it's going to be a dogfight the entire time. Whoever executes and whoever stays most positive they can is going to win the game.
Coach, congratulations. Everybody looked great in the pink as well this week. Get the 2 wins, and the Lady Buffs will be back with you next Thursday against Lubbock Christian. That wraps up here from the First United Bank Center. Take a quick timeout and get you ready for the men right after this.
It's got the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of, and now it's here. First Financial Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly, local approval. It's service that just comes naturally to us, much like a love of tradition comes naturally to you. First Financial Bank, you first. Member FDIC.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train long and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Welcome to MediDrive Pharmacy. We greet you by name, and our pharmacists take the time to console you and answer all your questions. Our Health Mart Pharmacy specializes in serving our community with fast, friendly professional service and the highest quality of medicine and health products. We accept most insurance plans, including Medicaid and Medicare, and we offer free in-town delivery to your home or business. Come visit us for all your health care needs.
Welcome back to the First United Bank Center. Appreciate Kyla Kane joining us post-game there on the court, and also assistant coach Will Sherman. The Lady Buffs win 78-57 as we look at our final stats there. Hot shooting by West Texas A&M, 53% for the game. They made 8 threes as a team. And you look at what they did holding St. Edward's just 34% shooting. Rebounds were a big story as well as the Lady Buffs out-rebound the Hilltoppers 44-21. Turnovers, I know that's the spot where Coach Prock and company, they're going to say we've got to cut down on those turnovers. 22 turnovers did not affect them tonight in the win, but they cannot do that next week, obviously, against Lubbock Christian, where they'll play the Lady Shaps a couple times. Quickly, the individual statistics for you. First, for the visitors from St. Edward's, 2 players score in double figures, led by Lauren Catherman. She was really good, 17 points, especially in the first half, where she did most of her damage, but 17 points for Lauren Catherman. To go with 4 steals. Jada Rufus-Milner scores 11 points and grabs 3 rebounds, and then Morgan Gary pitches in with 9 points. Sammy Dufik with 5. Matilda Sorge also scores 5 points. Ronnie Cantu with 3. Bella Muscarell scores 3. Micah Chapman gets in late there in the fourth quarter and scores 4 points. And that rounds out the scoring for the Hilltoppers. For West Texas A&M, 2 young ladies each scored 21 points. One of those was Kyla Kane, who I visited with, a new career high for the freshman out of Wellington, and she was good defensively as well. 6 rebounds for Kyla Kane. 21 points inside from Nylam Thabach. She was 9 of 15 from the field. Thabach also had 12 rebounds and 1 assist and 1 shot block inside for the Lady Buffs. Lauren Taylor gets in double figures yet again, 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists. Great job by Lauren distributing the ball. All-around performance there from the senior from Tennessee. 4 points scored by Jayla Burgess to go with 3 rebounds. Asia Himer, 5 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. Good assist numbers there for the Lady Buffs. Holly Stalder, 8 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. 2 points scored for Macaulay Gregory, 2 points for Skylie James, and Sienna Lenz with a total production of 3 points for the Lady Buffs. Again, West Texas A&M, they win for a 27th straight time here at home at the First United Bank Center. The Lady Buffs improved the overall record of 20 wins, 8 losses, 13-7 in LSC play. That'll do it for the women's game. We'll take a break, turn around and get you ready for West Texas A&M men and St. Edwards. For Kent Johnson, I'm Lucas Kinsey. Thanks so much for watching.